Well, it's going to be a good sight seeing that out of here, ready for next year. Well, good morning everybody and welcome. It's actually been a good week since I've picked up the camera, I think. So it's actually the 20th of February today. So there you go, I remembered to say the date. Now, what's been happening the last week or so, we've had Brad and Phil on the dozers. So they've got their jobs to get through with that. Apologies if there's any wind noise, it is a bit breezy. So yeah, Brad's doing a fairly large job with contour banks and that for one of the neighbours, and Phil is, actually I don't know what Phil's doing, but he's sort of going through neighbours, working his way towards where Brad is, and I think they'll get going together there. So thing is with the D11s, when you're taking it from one property to the next, if you sort of do a few jobs along the way for the neighbours, it works out really well. So but what we're going to do while JD's making a bit of noise there, I'll explain what we've been doing to the gas rig, but I will show you what I've been doing to my ute. Now you might have seen in previous videos, Phil actually got a new ute. It was actually asked whether I wanted a new ute, and I said no, this ute's perfectly fine, it's comfortable, it's smooth. So far it's reliable, so I sort of said no, I don't need one, don't worry about that. And yeah, so but his old ute is just getting a bit to that stage where it was possibly getting a bit more unreliable. What I've been doing, we're actually going to set up his new ute with a dual battery system, which is still coming, but I thought this is probably going to last me another 2, maybe 3 years, and I was like, I'm finally just going to do it and set up roughly how I want it, because it's always sort of just been a make do with what you got, and the back seat's always full of stuff. I had a dual battery, like a battery in a battery box, just a portable one in the back seat, which was very annoying. But enough rambling. I have fitted an electrical system. Now it's not by any means perfect, it is a little bit crooked, and it was just a piece of wood I found, but it works. So I've just got the fridge plugged into the battery, which I'll show you in a minute, but yeah, so I've got this wired up here, just some fuses. I've got the fuse there for the Anderson plug here, which I can use for that fuel pump or the fuel tank in the back, the yellow one. That's the one I went to fill up the D11 when Phil ran out of fuel, and so I can just plug it into there and use the pump. Got the master switch here, DC chargers there, nice and compact, just fits there. And you can't half tell that I've got a heap of kids. Got the battery back there. So this is a slimline lithium 105 amp hour one, and it's just got your Anderson plug connections up here. It's got a cigarette socket, USB, and some larger 175 amp Anderson sockets down the bottom. So yeah, it makes it very, very easy to wire up and mount. So that fits in there absolutely perfect. I did measure it, but it's only just sort of a fit situation. So that's the story there. I got that, and I do have a subwoofer under there from my younger days. But I've got, so what that battery runs is the work lights up the back here, runs a Starlink, and it'll run beacons. I'm probably going to put an oversized sign on here somehow, and it'll run the beacons, so I'll just have some switches in the front. So, but I've got it basically to run the fridge as well, which the fridge is small enough to sort of sit there, and kids don't need leg room. So yeah, I've got the fridge there. I may even run a wire down here and put a cigarette socket mount under there, but anyway, that's another day. But don't know if you guys are interested, but thought I'd show you anyway. So I've been doing that in between helping JD with the gas rig. So he's going to start making noise again probably, but what do you reckon, JD? Another hour and we'll be done with this for the week?
Hopefully.
So basically what we did was, well, JD did most of it, pulled all the units off, and I just didn't really film it because I've been doing a lot of filming, there's been a lot of other stuff going on, and I was like, I just want a little bit of a break, but I'll do my best to explain what we're doing, what we have been doing. So basically there's a shaft that goes through along here, and there's little fibre bushes in there, and yeah, we had to press them out, and yeah, press this shaft out first, and then you press the bushes out, and there's bushes for this trailing arm, the closing wheel bracket as well. So rebuilt all of that. I went through and re-greased all the bearings, purged them, tightened them up, and it's all ready to go for another, I don't know, another 5, 6, 7 seasons maybe. It's yeah, it's coming along well. JD's just currently grinding back a crack so we can give that a good weld, because it's kind of important, that one. It's where the wing holds on. But then we're going to take this down to where the cotton is there, to the dome shed, and then we're going to hook up to the gyral cultivator, and then some of the kids on the weekend are going to cultivate the, where do I describe it? Where the cotton was last year, which then we put into chickpeas, and then we're changing the AB, so that's the direction that we run all our tram lines and do all our operation. We're actually changing it roughly 90 degrees, so it needs a few cultivations to help smooth it all out, but yeah, we're going to do that with the gyral. So the other thing, and you might have seen, I do have a new hat. I figure I've a bit over the self-promoting with my own hat, so I'll promote someone else. But these, what I'll show you, that's right, I put them up here. We did get, which I talked about in the podcast, was it the last podcast? I think it was the last podcast. Murder Lighting have brought out their whopper of a work light. So we actually got 2 of them. I'll take it over here. They're 160 watt. Now, I don't know if anyone knows their work lights very well, but probably 40 watts is a normal tractor work light as far as LEDs go. So 160. And it's very bulky, very heavy, very solid. So that's that there. Not sure what we're going to fit that to. Kind of thought we could fit it to the dozers, give it a good test, because the dozers are really hard on lights. They rattle and just, yeah, because there's no rubber on the between it and the ground. It's just constantly shaking and vibrating. It's not real good for them. I might use a ladder so I don't fall. This wind is not ideal. What do you reckon, JD? Get some air bubbles in the welds?
At least you know when it cracks again.
So yeah, it just started to crack all out around there. Yeah, it just does put a fair, when it bottoms out on the, it's got a slotted hole there which it can move up and down, but if that bottoms out it puts a lot of force back up through here, so it's always been a problem spot, as you can probably tell, but we'll I don't know, just keep welding it until it looks thick enough. Well guys, again, I'm no professional, but I had to do the best with what I could. With the wind, wasn't too bad here. I did suffer from a bit of porosity over there, and once you start, you really need to grind it all back and redo it once you get a bit of porosity in there, but it's only for 1.5 inches or so, and not really where the full load is. So, well, it's going to be a good sight seeing that out of here, ready for next year. It's all clear. got the front of our shed back. So the other thing that's going to have to happen soon is we've got an absolute mess of a situation happening here. We've got rubbish, we've got all sorts. The old fridge. Now the story, JD's going to take a while to get down there, so I'll ramble a bit about the old fridge. So that fridge sat over there against the shed for as long as I can remember. So have to be, and it was there before I was born, I'm sure. So well over 30 years. And that always had all the owner's manuals and sort of odds and ends in it. But we kind of outgrew that because we got more machines. Obviously back then it was like 5. So, but yeah, workshop manuals, all that sort of stuff was in there. And old fridges work really well for that because it keeps the mice out of them. And generally keeps them a little bit cooler as well. But the dear old fridge, none of us can sort of handle the thought of throwing it out. But it's not the most efficient use of space. So we're not sure exactly what we're going to do with that. Maybe it can just go down in an old shearing shed and then it'll just slowly rot away there. But yeah, a bit of nostalgia tied up with that one. Well, guys, we're down here. Just waiting for JD. Now, we generally put the gas tank in this old grain shed so we can manoeuvre it back down there, I think. Just move that little welder down there. And then we'll, unhook that, move that in with the forklift, and then go and sort out where we're going to put the actual toolbar. Probably should pump that up. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? This is the tricky part. Trying not to wipe out the shed and get this where we want it. I'm pretty sure the little forklift here will actually lift it and move it if we need, but we'll see if we can get it. Well guys, the old Chamberlain earned its keep. I don't think we're going to try and plant with the Chamberlain on it this year. It might have enough horsepower to run the air cart. Yeah, might just do that. No, that back in the day, that was the main tractor, and this gyral here, which is a 12 metre gyral, we used to have a 6 metre gyral, which is a little bit older style, but that was what the sowing operation was. So yes, it's a little bit different now. Righto, well I've nearly got a flat battery on the camera, so we're just going to go through, check this machine over, check the tyres, make sure there's no issues that are going to arise, and then we will might do a couple of laps just to see that it's working all nicely. So I'll charge the camera up, and yeah, I might see you guys in a bit. Well, this might stop me waffling on for too long. I don't have a lot of battery. I got another 10% in it, but yeah, we just pumped up the tyres. They're all good. Just going to check how level it is and go for a bit of a run. We're going. We've got some dirt flowing, which is good. Level appears to be pretty good. Depth, you can see the gauge in the middle there above that blue square thing. I've got that set there, and it seems to be, I think, good. I think that's doing the job we want. It's leaving a real nice, yeah, level tilth behind it, which is perfect. Just a bit of a heavier soil there, so she loaded up. But I know, JD, can you see any shiny points that aren't in the ground enough? Got JD in the little seat here, so I'm not sure what the weight rating of that seat is, but
We found them.
I don't know. What else do we check? I guess I'll probably get out and walk alongside it, and we'll check the what do you call it? The angle up and down, the forward, you know, this angle. What's
Tilt.
that one? The tilt. I don't know. Make sure the front isn't digging deeper than the back, or vice versa. I can watch cultivating just non-stop. Very satisfying. You see, you pick a weed and you just watch it, and then you just see it go gone. Yep, that's good. Let's see how deep. Alright. So I got, what's that? I do have a measuring device on my, so that's about 2 inches. 2 inches, which goes a bit deeper there. But yeah, we don't need to rip it real hard, but we might be able to go a little bit deeper. But anyway, I think it's all level. It's doing a pretty good job. That's a success. He's back to pick me up. Let's have a look. So that is still pretty good. What depth are we on? Oh yeah, just a little bit deeper. We'll just see what it looks like, because we were about halfway along this gauge here. We're about halfway along that gauge before on that way, and I was just wondering what it was like if it was a little bit deeper. So perfect. So we'll go have a dig. Oh yeah, there's a hard pan there. Where are we? So that's going about 3 inches. So yeah, that was about 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches over there. This is probably 3 to 4, which is probably good. What was it working? How fast?
I was only doing 8. I wasn't
8
really,
Ks.
I wasn't really trying.
No, but it wasn't
Was
crazy. It
50%?
wasn't 50% engine load, eh?
So,
Yeah, righto. It's doing a good job.
I wasn't gravel.
No.
I reckon that overlaps a lot.
Yep, that's good. Well, it should be 12 metres, so yep. No, I'm pretty happy with that. Righto. Anyway, guys, we'll head back and see. We might be doing a bit of work on the weed it, so but this will be ready to go. Well, guys, turns out this afternoon wasn't exciting as I thought it was going to be, so I didn't film a lot. But anyway, we got JD going down at the lease block, and yeah, I just filled in a couple of odds and ends here. I yeah, we needed a U-bolt on the gas rig, so I put that on, and just, yeah, little things like that. So anyway, that's what's happened today. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you in the next one.